For BWYellowJackets.com, I'm Brendan Gulick with head coach Jamie Gibbs of the three-time defending conference champion wrestling team at BW, ready to get ready for the season. It's now less than a week away before you get rolling this weekend. Saturday is it's only a few days away at this point. This is a team that has captured a lot of people's attention across campus because of the success, but because of the work ethic of a lot of your guys. So let's start with some of the seniors that are coming back. Certainly you've got a guy in Anthony Arroyo right now who has high aspirations of winning a national championship. How does Anthony lead your program?
Leads by example. One of the hardest working guys, and he's always trying to improve his skill set as well. And he's trying to take on more of a leadership role, but he's a quiet leader. He just leads by doing. He loves to compete, loves to compete. I think that's what makes him a great leader. So, this time of year, I think every single one of our guys is just really anxious to get going and not have to keep wrestling the same guys or tired of beating up on each other. They want some fresh blood, so they're really looking forward to Saturday.
The way your schedule is structured this year, you've actually got two really important conference meets pretty early on with Mount Union and with John Carroll. Does it help to wrestle them early because you've got something to look forward to right away, or do you prefer to have those kinds of meets maybe later in the season when you're building up towards something?
Yeah, I think it depends on the coach. I mean, we enjoy having an important match that early in the season. In years past, we've wrestled Messiah, which that turned into a really good rivalry, and this year we're going to wrestle them a little bit later. So having John Carroll and Mount Union to open up with early on, guys are really looking forward to that, and having important matches early on, I think helps prepare for the end of the year. That every match is really important. And that's a kind of our philosophy is we prepare for them all the same. So we'll have to exercise that right away. So starting with Saturday and going right into Tuesday when we wrestle Mount.
We'll get back to the schedule in a second, but I think the depth of this team is one of its strengths. If you're going to win a conference championship, you got to have guys at just about every weight class that can at least really contend, if not win a lot of matches. Last year, not only did you win the conference, you had a bunch of guys that were successful in regionals and competed at the national meet. So I feel like the experience of this team is probably its strength. When you look at some of those guys, the top end of your roster, who are coming back this year, how have they been able to set a tone for your program, and what have their off seasons been like?
I think that's probably the thing that's led to our most success. Our most success is our off season and the number of guys that we have that stick around in the summer and train and advance their careers with part-time jobs in their field of study or internships in their field of study. But the way they approach the off season, it's very workmanlike. We talk about being a wrestler, and it's not just wrestling season and then the off season. They're just a wrestler. That's who you are. And so our upperclassmen help lead that work ethic and that expectation. We got a group of, like you talked about earlier, a group of seniors that are really setting a good example and taking a lot of young guys under the wing and showing them the way, and hopefully it'll pay off.
As you look at this schedule, obviously we mentioned the John Carroll and the Mount Union meets early on, but there's some really fun matches that you've got to look for at different points in the season. Tell us about some of the ones that have your most attention.
We're going to host another invitational this year. We usually always just host the John Suma, so we're hosting a first semester invitational. That will be November 17th. Then we're going to go to, then we'll wrestle John Carroll. Then we'll go to York, which has been an outstanding tournament the last 2 years. It's a 2-day event, and it'll have some of the best teams in the country with Ithaca and Johnson and Wales and Cortland, and I'm missing a bunch of others. There's a bunch of other hammers in there. So then we go to Waynesburg, and we'll wrestle Messiah there, and Waynesburg and Stevens Tech, which is a top 10 team right now. They brought home a trophy from the national tournament last year, and that will take us into Christmas break. And we come back right from Christmas break and go into the national duels, and I think that's a great way to get us going for championship season with the national duels, and then we finish up conference, the John Suma. We get the Wheaton tournament right before that, which is much like the York tournament first semester, and that carries us right into regionals. So we really like our schedule, and I think it challenges us and prepares us for what we need.
Can't wait to see you guys get going. I know it's exciting that it's here. You're going to wrestle some at home and some away, but we'll do everything we can to follow you along the way.
Yeah, thanks. We appreciate it.
All right, good luck. We'll be back again soon with more wrestling updates here on BWYellowJackets.com.